Yes, indeed, as one day specialist finishes. I've got to move over. Look, I was doing so well. I was going to be all professional. As one finishes, another one will open. And then I said, can you just move over? Because we can't see Lou. So I've ruined the whole opening. I'll start again now. Good evening. As one day special finishes, another one is about to begin.
Ta-da!
And what a one day special we have. Right, we're going to get straight in. We've got two options on this one day special, and it's a ridiculous price. You are getting, now we'll break all this down a bit more, but you're getting a journal.
Just get it now.
You are getting...
Get both.
Collage paper pads. You're getting both collage paper pads. You're getting the tags down the front. And then you can choose from either your flower design stamps or your house design stamps at the bottom. So you are getting a set of stamps, 2 lots of collage papers, your tags and your journal, which alone, it should be about £20 on its own.
That's a daft price for this as well, because people know these journals know it's worth more than that, double that, seriously. For that paper that you're getting in it. So 20 quid to get the lot, well, just go. Yeah.
It really is ridiculous. Look at what you're saving. You're saving £40. Now these are the tags, just to show you the size of, they're huge.
They are, and this is the common colour theme throughout this thing, so it's in your journal, in your papers. You're not in your stamps obviously yet, but continually through the collage papers and everything you'll see, this is the colour theme. So it's just, I'm just laughing at the price, because 30 quid, people would pay, I'd pay 30 quid for a sketchbook that big, with that paper in it.
And it's a decent sketchbook as well, because if we flip through this...
You're joking, it's
get the beautiful cover.
Beautiful paper.
Then, you also get sort of your Polly Pocket zip pocket at the front,
which
to keep your bits
all the time.
Odds and ends in, and then you get 30 sheets.
But this is...
300 GSM paper.
That's card. And it's got a smooth and a textured side.
Well, so you can turn it and flip it.
But it's not just watercolour paper, it's a mixed media paper. And hands down, honestly, I've gone a long way with watercolour card to find a better one than that. Seriously. And that's in a sketchbook. Normally you'd have it in what we call a block, an artist block. That's as good as
They're asking you to stop stepping out, please. Get close. I know you don't like me, but to get closer to me.
I'm stepping out, sorry.
I know you can't help yourself, you're just drawn to me. A quarter of the floral option is already gone, and we haven't even spoken about the stamps yet. Let's go through your paper pad. Now, your paper pad, you are getting 20 sheets in each.
Right.
10 designs, two of each. And you telling me just before the hour started about the paper quality.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Right. It is not tissue paper.
It's not, but
it's a proper collage paper. So it's not like it's not copy paper. So it's not, and it's not cartridge. But this is so that when you lay it down with glue, you don't get all those horrible wrinkles. It's like a rice paper, but with a colour on it, but with more texture. It's a bit hard to explain. But those people who are pure decoupage will know that this is the decoupage paper that of old. This is proper stuff.
Proper stuff.
Yeah, proper stuff.
Proper stuff, proper English.
But this is work done. Your job's done. There. What else do you need to do to that? Nothing.
Nothing. That's
like
a clear up, isn't it? Like a clear up page that you did in the previous show. So could you put this around vases? Could you put it on glass?
You can do the candle thing with it.
Oh, okay. You can put it around candles.
This is thin enough to go through.
Right, we're going to have to stop that.
Why? What's up now?
Because we're going to have to move the stamps because the floral option is over a third of the... Come on, come with. So...
Right, come on, let's go.
We'll start with florals. Over a third now of the floral option has already gone, and a third of the houses has already gone, Lou, and we're 4 minutes in. Right, let's start with the top. I'm getting excited again, Lou, I'm getting excited. This is the floral, so you're getting in here... You are getting so much. So you're getting a red mounted stamp, and you're getting two sets of clear stamps as well, is what you're getting with these.
Right.
So we'll start with this one. This is in the floral collection.
So handy.
This is beautiful.
So handy that you can have that as a real main piece, but you can have it in the background. On top of the collage papers, it looks superb, because you've got that darker element that brings all the collage papers together. It's great as a kid's card. That is, hands down, one of my all-time favourite stamps.
One of your favourite. You're putting that out there now already.
One of my all-time favourite sets of stamps are the big flower ones, the massive ones, and that one.
Half the stock of the floral has already
It's
gone.
That flower one I got accused once of using the only stamp I've used was a floral one, and I changed it to that one. And now this one is it's on everything I do. It's on the front of these. It's the beautiful, look at that. You can cut that up, you can die, well you can't die cut it, but you can die cut it in a circle, you can mount them up, you can decoupage them, and it's just so massive. Right.
It really is, right. So, your floral option though, if you are going to order your floral run, we're now approaching, we're over a half. Over 50% of your floral option has already gone, and we are 5 minutes and 52 seconds in. So, houses option, a third of the stock of the houses option has gone already. You are getting that red rubber stamp, which is beautiful.
That's another one you can cut out and decoupage up. The layers.
Sort of that mandala one as well. Now these houses, I think you can use these houses in all sorts of...
They're really quirky.
They go with anything.
And in my journal, you know, you've got my book journal, you can take off the decking and stuff and just have the houses, so you can change whatever you want. You can make them into murky manors if you want, or just cut little bits off and stick them next to each other, so you could build a street.
Yes.
And you could have like a whole township. So, and believe it or not, I was thinking, well, what could I do? It's near Christmas. I would have that as a seaside Christmas. I would make it Christmas, but at the seaside.
Yes,
you know,
could
like
do that.
put like fairy lights and
just
stuff.
working out, 68 pounds.
Yeah.
If I'm right in my maths here, 66 is 233 is 99 pence. 66 pounds plus your postage and packing, you would get both sets of stamps and you'd get everything twice.
Really?
But what we're going to have to do,
as well.
You'd get 2 journals, you'd get 4 of the pads.
And tags.
You would get 68.98. You'd get 20 tags, and you would get both sets of stamps.
That's like a single one, that isn't it? It's like a single one-day special.
And which would also put you over the threshold of the £60, which means you could split up to 2 flexi pays, and you get one pay for one this month, and then pay for one next month. What we're going to have to do though is we're going to have to get to demo because the floor option's about to sell out.
Oh no, that's the only one.
75% of the stock has already gone on your floral option.
Going home.
Lou's packing her bags and she's going home. I don't think this is going to last. What the best thing to do is jump to the website and shop ahead on the web. You can get the journal on its own for £19. You've got the papers on their own as well for £9.99. If your budget won't stretch to both sets, for that 60, 66, 68 pounds, you can go for individual options. So if you want 2 of the journals, I would definitely be putting another journal in there for that sort of price. Even Lou said, floral is limited stock. Limited stock on the floral. Now, if you've got it in your demo, Lou, I wouldn't demo if we were about to change. Let's get to demo, let's go.
Right, this paper is absolutely amazing.
Do you want the houses to demo? Just like change your demonstration?
Whatever you want, I will do.
Well, I'll take the ones from the pack shop.
Right, the reason is because we had all these stamps, and I brought all these stamps, and not one of them, apart from the floral one.
Floral option sold out. Floral option has now sold out.
Right, that's not funny, that.
In 8 minutes, and I haven't even told you, it's an extended delivery from the 12th of December. 8 minutes, floral's gone. We will is there no more? We don't know. There's no more. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Oh, I'm not staying here for 5 hours just doing one thing. No, I'm not.
Half the stock of the houses now has gone.
Right. This paper.
Come on, Lou, you haven't even done anything yet.
Oh, did you feel that? For me? Yeah. Do you know, I'm so proud of myself I didn't swear then. That really hurt. Right, this paper. Can you hear it? It just looked wrong in that, didn't it? Right, so this paper's like smooth on one side. Seriously though, just feel that. It's smooth. It's how it started, it's off.
I don't know what that was about.
I was trying to get it like loud.
But you've got a mic as well.
Oh, aye.
Why are you using mine?
I don't know. It's me age.
You better demo because we're now setting up what we're not meant to set up because this is going quick.
Okay, right. Just to right. Get some. Right, you can get some glue that is for small papers. I don't mean small, fine papers, and you can get collage glue and all this. But use whatever you've got, but water down your PVA when you're using this. I'm not looking at Adam because he's laughing. Look, it's
Because you can't hear what I can hear. 60% of the houses has already gone. We're
I'm
now
not
setting
moving,
up
look.
stuff.
Take him with you, Paul. Take him with you. It's doing me head in. Right.
Come on, get demoing. We haven't got long.
Right, well, you see these papers, right? What you can do.
Don't get these with Dame Barbara, do you? Eh?
Oh,
Professional
no,
to the end now,
no,
Barbara.
Oh, no, I know. They're really good at this stuff, though, aren't they? Right, you pick the paper that's going to suit you, whatever you're doing. So I'm looking at this and I've got a hill, and I'm looking at this and it's got like green hills, and I'm thinking, well, seaside or whatever you want to do. So look for the colour. This one, perfect. Right? So I think if I'm using the houses,
Okay.
I've got this effect here. Now, you can use the whole sheet if you want. I personally wouldn't, because I want some sort of like different textures going on in the background. But there's nothing to stop you just putting that on, stamping them out, and you've done.
No, that's true.
There's nothing to stop you doing that. But I do want to show you that if you just use elements in strips, like I do like to use strips because to me, it flows better. I'm not keen on sort of straight edges. I like the idea of, if you've got one straight edge on a piece of paper, always have it
on the
off
edge.
the side, yeah. And again, working in threes. So it might sound a bit daft, but why are you doing this? Well, the collage paper gives you another texture and another dimension to your work. Now, I've put a little bit of water on my brush. Now, this might be too runny because I've got quite runny glue, and the reason it is because I found that it was the best way to work when there's no ruckles. What, you're going to say it's run out, aren't you?
70% has gone.
Right, I'm going.
That's what we were just chatting then over the cameras. If you want the papers on their own or extra papers, they're at the bottom of the screen now, just here. You are getting the tags as well with those papers. So you are getting the papers and the tags if you want extra for £9.99. The floral is already gone. The houses are very approaching.
I thought you were going to say very approaching.
Very approaching, very quickly approaching.
Right. So
They nearly have gone.
Well, just to explain how this paper is, don't worry, when I say it's fine or thin, I don't mean it's thin as in quality or you know, make. It's made to decoupage and collage, and you know, Marlene is very particular about this. If a name's going to have a product, her product's going to have a name on it, it has to be. Oh yeah, she don't mess about. So. No, she doesn't. No, she don't like it, and rightly so, because you're buying it. So it's fair enough. You need to know.
We've not even spoken about who StudioLight are. We've not gone down the right avenues here, though.
I know, it's terrible, this, isn't it? Well, StudioLight have been going for 40 years, and they were renowned for the Dutch market and the European market are slightly different in taste and things, and rightly so, because trends are different all over the world. So they were known for their decoupage and more, shall we say, traditional elements. But over the last year or so, I've got involved with them, and they've really listened to what we've wanted and changed accordingly. And they've just absolutely, people have now, they've brought them over here, and it's now like, wow, why don't we know more about these? So I've put this on here. Don't worry, the collage paper will stand up to the paint, the inks, you name it. Now, I've got some paints that I've had on from the last show, so I've got a little bit of, I've got me a little bit of stencil. You can pick any stencil you want as long as you're happy with it going like this.
So what glue are you using?
I'm using like a watered down. It's a colour vellum, but it's like a vellum glue, but it's like a very fine PVA, but you can just have a watered down PVA. If it's too thick, by the time you've done that, all your paper's wrinkled up. This isn't made to do that, and you can see there's no
bowing, no buckling, no nothing on that, and the journal pages as well really do take your mediums.
Yeah, big time.
That's how good quality they are as well.
And you can, and sometimes if you was to do this on certain other papers, by the time you've picked it up, it's all ripped. Yeah. Tissue paper's not like that. So what you can do now is, I'm just using a tiny bit of this glue. It doesn't matter, and I'm going to use a tiny bit of paint. Now you think, well, what am I doing that for? All it is it's going to give this a little bit of gloss to it. And all I'm going to do now is just going to run this with a bit of colour in here.
3/4 of the houses have now gone, and we are 14 minutes in.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
And I'm going to say it now because I know there will be people out there that say, Well, you should call it why call it a one-day special? We had a vast amount. And
yes, we're not messing about.
A vast amount of stock. This is the quickest we've seen a one-day special go.
Yeah.
And we had enough stock, more than enough stock to last for the one-day special plus extra.
That's really true, because a lot of people have been on and they've said, that's not fair, this was enough for 5 hours. So there's not a lot we can do if it's not. You're obviously seeing a bargain, aren't you, and thinking, right. So what I've done now is just added a little bit of, now you see I've got glue, I've got paper, I've got all sorts of things happening in here. And the paper, absolutely, it's not touched it in the sense of it takes it off. So I've got some of the watercolours from Marlene on it. So I've got these sort of textures happening. I wouldn't leave it like that, but what I would do is just while that's happening, I'd come along and I would stamp these. Now, these houses are so cute in the fact that you don't, you can sort of do a background, you can do anything, and then stamp these on and cut them out. But I'll just show you how nice they stamp. This is the Clarity board. It's fantastic, this stencil card. I use it for all my cutting out now. And I'm going to leave that just there, and I'm just going to stamp with these. But which one shall we do? Which one shall we do?
They're quite quirky as well in their design.
Lovely. I think they're really cool. Now, when I'm doing this, I would not bother about this bit here because I'll show you why.
How about the support?
I'm going for a minute.
Well, you go.
Can you tap dance?
I'll read some numbers. 101666 is your item number. We're very busy across the board. In case you are trying to talk to me, I can't hear you. £33.99. You're saving £40. Who are you waving at?
My mate's round there.
Come on. Very busy.
Right, so when you're stamping on this, best thing to do, use a good quality card, a card that you know you can cut and do a lot to. Now, this stencil card, I can just stamp once. One, it's strong enough to hold the shape of it, and two, I can put all this detail into it. Now, stamp a couple, and if you're tight like me, what you can do, stamp a few together, and then do a couple, and you're sort of making a street. Now, I'm leaving that to dry only because it's got the glue on it. I wouldn't normally, leave it. I'm not going to leave it like that, but I'd need to dry it. It's got a few too many elements on it that are wet for me to carry on with. So, right, all the detail. Now, that's smudged a bit. That's me double doing that. If your eyes have gone a bit thinking it's me. It's not the stamp. So look how clear the stamp out.
80% though. 80% now of these houses have gone. Remember, you're not just getting the houses though. You get the journal, you get the card paper pack, the tags are in there, you get the ribbon as well for the tags. Oh, that was different.
I've treated myself.
Oh, I just like the way you.
I know. I've just treated myself to new paintbrushes, right? I will now.
Is that how you open them every time?
Oh yeah, it's so exciting when I got them. Yeah, I look after my stuff, not. Yeah, I got new So your paintbrushes are really important. I'm using a fine one. These are really good quality. I've got these from the SAA. So again, going back to what we did before with paint, good quality. Yeah. No, he's laughing, but it's serious. Good quality. They last. It is. They really do last.
We said it the last time we worked together. He said, "If buy cheap, you know the famous saying, buy cheap, you buy twice."
Absolutely.
And we all do it. So I can't. I bought it. I bought Christmas lights. Oh, Christmas lights. I bought some. I thought these would be amazing. We put them up within a day. I had to retake down the tree, take all the lights off, and go and buy decent ones. And it's the same with your brushes, same with your arts and crafts as well at home. If you buy what you can afford to your budget, you know it's going to last that little bit longer. Sometimes the cheaper options are never.
They're not, because they're made with fillers and they're made with all these strange ingredients that unknown to man. and they're not made to the quality and pigments. Now, you spend that a little bit more, you'll have them longer, and you will, half the time, I was talking to Leslie and Jean about this, half the time we blame ourselves, the products being, we're blaming us, and it's not, it's the products we're using.
We're approaching limited stock.
Oh, for crying out loud. Right, okay, I've got some of these different types of paint here. I've got a translucent, I've got a transparent, I've got opaques, and just to show you that all I'm going to do...
Oh, they are nice brushes.
But this card is so beautiful to paint on. Did you know that, Barbara? Oh, she's gone.
She don't mess around, Barbara.
No, I was going to say, it's beautiful to paint on. Oh, no, she has gone.
No, she has gone.
But this is beautiful to paint on, and what I'm doing is, just so it makes sense to you, is I've pulled out the colours in my paper. So I've got the yellow, I've got the... crimson, and I've got the teal, because it all works with these, so obviously these are going to work. So if you want to, you don't have to do your messy work like me all the time. You can get into sort of a bit of your painting as well, and this is the most relaxing I find, is just messing with this and putting a bit of paint on, and I really love doing this. I'm not going to do it all because it'd be boring.
If you're quick, sorry to chip in, Lo.
No,
if you're
please do.
quick, we've had a few of the floral bounce back, which means they've been sitting in baskets for over 10 minutes, which means we don't know if people want them, so we put them back on the shelves. The easiest way to show me, if you're walking around a supermarket, if it's in your basket, it's not yours until you technically check it out. If you ring us, if you give us a call to the call centre, you get priority, so you can be able to take it out of the basket. If I know it's to go for the floor up, so if you want that floor up and you've just missed out, you're still watching, jump on board, jump on the phone lines. It's the easy thing to do. 01733. Oh, it's gone. Ignore all that. Only got to 01. That's that conversation finished. Let's get back to painting.
Yeah. So again, I'm not going to do all this. It'd be so blooming boring, but this is where you can take out your paints if you want, if you so wish. I have got my pencils. You could use your pencils on these stamps. You can do however you like to colour or whatever you like to do. Use the stamps in that way. If you've got your alcohol markers, they work brilliantly with them. They work great with watercolour markers. So this is just your choice now. You've done background, so we're going to build the background. You can see it started to dry now, so I'm happy with that. So again, I'm only going to stick to the colours that are on here and on here. So I'll just paint these. I will paint them and then cut them out later. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to put you through that agony of watching me cut stuff out.
I'm going to put the youth agony though, because we're now green on screens. We're limited stock.
For what? All of it?
On the big collection on the houses. So limited stock. Remember, once they've gone, they've gone. I didn't know that until we were live. Once they've gone, they've gone.
Right.
So you've only got the house option left. Now remember, you are getting those beautiful house stamps that I currently have here. So you are getting all 4 of these beautiful houses. Remember, depending on what you stamp, depending on how the houses would look, these would be even good for your cards, for your moving house cards.
Absolutely everything.
Moving the net. They're just like beautiful beach huts.
They are lovely, and I will get, like, between hours, I'll get Jane and myself on the idea of, but this is where you sit down. Now, you don't just, these stamps, she's left them open for a reason, and that is so you can do whatever you want. So if you want to Zentangle in this, if you want to colour in the, whatever you want, you can then add in. You don't have to do this. I mean, what I could do is, when this is dry, get a pencil, to show you what I mean. Get a pencil, and I'll just draw some fake bricks in. So you can add all sorts of little details like that. So it's entirely up to you. You get a black pen and doodling. You can do whatever you want. I could even get, I don't know if it'll work with this, but you could just get a pen and a biro and just wet your biro or your felt pen and then just blend it out. So you've got like a wash. So lots of different ways of you, but you know how best you like. Jean tomorrow has got some felts on, and I've got them here, and they're brilliant. You can stamp with them and everything, so I'll show you them. I haven't got them, but she's got them on her show. So lots of different ways of dealing with them, loads of different ways. Now what I would do is get all the colours I want on there, finish that, let that dry, clean my brush because it's new, and then I'm going to put some more on the background because this still looks a bit rubbish to me. It really does. It doesn't look like anything, but I'm going to use these colours that I've got that match up. So you can use the stencils. You could, because no doubt if you've been following us.
Oh yeah, these stencils are always popular.
Yeah, you just get these stencils that are in your little pack. Oh, we've got a brilliant. The floral's gone, has it? Is there not a floral in this house one?
No, we can say you are getting. Do you want me to bring them over?
Oh,
Is that easier?
please.
So you're getting an awful lot. So you get your houses, then you get your beautiful sentiments that's in there as well.
See, they're really handy for a journal page because, you know, if you wanted to sort of state some words or whatever.
No rain, no flowers. We're in single figures. Never, ever, ever give up. Kisses. These are beautiful, and there's so much because you can pull out just different words of them as well. And then you also get the red-mounted circle as well.
This is a really good,
look at that.
Really deeply etched stamp, that, and it's great for your mandalas into it. It's a really good all-round stamp, and it's good because you've got a mix of red and cling, so red, rubber and cling.
Limited stock on the screen now is what we are. Oh, sorry, Ben, can I give you them? Tarbud, your stuff.
All I'm going to do is just to show you how I would build this up a little bit more. Where it's red and pink, I'm actually using the paint and going over it to build a pattern so that it's tying the colours together. And this is a great way of building collage backgrounds, and they don't actually look good till right at the end. And people, honestly, a lot of people say to me, even Jane said it to me, at the beginning you look at it and go, oh, what is that? But it's not until you've had the sort of guts to just keep going with it that you actually say, actually, it's quite nice, that. It's different.
That's it, I like.
But you've got to keep going. It doesn't happen in the first 2 seconds. It's sort of like right at the very end when it actually starts to come together that you think, oh, I actually like that now. So the colours, all in keeping, all really bright. I understand them, but not for everybody.
Sold out. The one-day special has now sold out.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. So, let's break this down for you. Now, because I know there's people out there now that be thinking, well, they only had a bit this one.
No,
what
we
they
did
call
not.
it? We had a vast amount of stock, and Lou will vouch for it. We had a vast amount, but it's now all gone. So you can still get the papers on their own, which means you also get the 2 paper pads, and you also get the tags as well. And you can get the journal on its own as well, which is now at the bottom of the screen. 209046 is your item number, but your one-day special has now gone, and it's sold out in 26 minutes.
Not messing about, you lot, are you?
So there's phone calls being made for what's going to happen at 8 o'clock this evening. But what I am going to say is, we have a rough idea what's coming up at 8. I can't give the game away too early, but I would tune in at the start of the hour. Start of the hour, I would start watching from 8 o'clock onwards.
What don't I know here?
You see.
Well, I don't know something here, do I? Right.
You should be on talkback. You can hear all the phone calls and conversation.
No, I'm not.
What we're going to do is we're going to come back to this. We're going to compose ourselves. We're going to get Lou a little drink and a little sit down.
Right.
Just so you compose yourself. And when we do that, let's watch our lovely little Janice.
Hello, everyone. I've got a minute or two to tell you why you should all be members of Hochanda Freedom. Did you know that with Hochanda Freedom, you could be saving on your deliveries every single month? For just a £6.97 monthly fee, you'll benefit from unlimited standard delivery, which means the more you spend with us, the more you save. And do you know the best bit? You can cancel at any time. Becoming a member of Hochanda Freedom, you'll also be able to take advantage of our exclusive Freedom members discounts, where you can save anything up to 20% on an already fantastic Hochanda price. Freedom members will also receive our exclusive members badge and Freedom newsletter, which will keep you updated with all the goings-on behind the scenes. Look at all these benefits for £6.97 per month. Over 12,000 of you are already members, and we thank you so much for being part of our family and sharing your crafting passion with us. In fact, I'm going to hand over to you to tell everyone else about your experience with Hochanda Freedom.
I'm a Freedom member, which means I can shop a lot.
It's the discounts and all the special offers you get.
I get special offers, I get special discounts. They tell me when everything's happening. So if there's a special show I want to watch, then it's there.
I'm able to just shop when I'd like.
It's just good to have.
Yes, you do save. If you buy like I do, you save.
You see, you could be a member instantly for £6.97 per month with no monthly obligation. So when you want to cancel, you can. Just give us a call or go to our website quoting the item number 88888. So don't forget you get your unlimited standard delivery, exclusive Freedom discounts, members badge and members newsletter. What are you waiting for? Join Hochanda Freedom today and become a member of the growing Hochanda family.
Yes, indeed. So, one day special is now gone, never to be seen again. Individual items, you can get certain stuff individually, and we have still got some amazing stamps on the show.
We have.
That we've not even seen.
Not
yet,
buying. You are not buying them. No, don't get them. I'm not doing Christmas stamps. I'm not.
That's what we've just had to break to Lou. If everything goes, she's going to do Christmas stamps.
I'm not doing them, Amber Jane.
She threw them across the studio if she wasn't impressed.
Like that bear, kick it.
Don't start on the bear. So, 30% of the journal on its own has already gone.
Now, seriously, I don't. That doesn't surprise me because it is a good deal.
It is indeed, because you are getting
£20.
an awful lot. You get 30 sheets, is what you're getting, of the highest quality paper.
It is, honestly. I'm not joking. Joking apart, I can't lie to you or anything like that. Well, I wouldn't anyway, but it's top quality. You've seen me mess about with it, all the stuff that goes on it, and you can watercolour on it.
Look at the texture on that, though, that you're getting there. 300 GSM, so you're getting 30 sheets in total, and you get your little wallet at the front to leave all your little bits in.
And the thing about this is you can take the paper out, so you're not getting all this in the way, but you can take the paper out and treat the back and front the same. So by that I mean, normally it's okay to work on that, but no one likes to work on that. It don't matter, just turn your book round or take it out, and then you're treating them all the same way, because we tend to not look after this side because we think, and nothing will go through that. Well, if it goes through, please tell me, because you'll be much better than me. I've got nothing to go through it yet.
Because that's what I wanted. That's what I was going to say to you. Was said, will anything go through? Because sometimes you won't use the back because your inks will go through.
No, I've not found anything yet, and I've even used a soldering iron.
A soldering iron.
Yeah, I've even used a soldering iron.
So that's what Lou's done.
And that's not burnt through.
And then if I turn it over...
And that is just me being mucky.
That's just the mucky from the glass mat. That's
well, that was clean, it was me and it was mucky. So, yeah,
okay, so
and the glitter's certainly not. It won't go through.
It won't go through.
Even your felt, your thingy alcohol pens,
won't go through either.
Don't go through it.
So it's well worth picking up. And at these sorts of prices, what a beautiful Christmas gift it would be.
That is. If you gave someone that and you didn't know what to get them as a crafter, I can guarantee you they'd be over the moon. It is seriously one of them prizes. It would. And it is, do you know on the screen, it doesn't look that big. It's massive. No, it's bigger than A4.
It is slightly bigger than A4.
Because...
The pages are A4 on the inside.
Well, you try it. They are, I think they are, but it always feels much bigger than A4. But it, look. See, that gives you the idea.
They are A4.
Yeah. So that tells you it's massive. It's an A4 journal. Yeah, you're right. It just looks massive. So I'm telling you, it looks little diddly, but it's not. It's massive.
Very busy across the board for this as well. There is extended delivery on this as well, which is 12th of December. Okay, you calm down about your massive.
It is though. I can't believe it's sold out of it. Well, I'm really chuffed because you know it's getting good.
I've just got very little hands.
I'm just so glad I'm not doing Christmas.
Right, Collage Papers, almost a third of the stock have gone on their own. Now, you're getting 2 lots of collage papers, so you're getting 20 sheets in each is what you're getting here. You're getting 10 designs, that's 2 designs of each. And you're also getting the 10 tags as well, so you get 2 of each colour.
Really good.
And you also get the ribbon down the front if you want to use them as big old tags, good nice luggage labels for your mixed media projects in there.
Just $3.30 each, innit?
Yeah, more or less.
That's absolutely nutty that. Because these are so good. Wax, for the candle waxes for anything circular. Normally paper is too rigid and you break it down, you crack the fibres. With this, it's not made to crack like that, so you can wrap it round circular. You can map it on, you can put it on glass and decoupage it.
Oh, around glass, that'd be beautiful.
Excuse me. You've got all sorts of different things. And look at that, you can cut all those elements out.
You could, and that would be a nice little element. If you've got like a little vase that you constantly use for flowers.
Oh.
That around the bottom.
Absolutely. Tell you what, you could get one of them flat, like a square one, and just put that on it. Tea lights in it.
Yes, them battery-operated tea lights.
Yeah, not real ones.
I know
you
one
could,
question
but
we
you'd
will
have to
get asked.
look
If you
after.
did put this onto a glass vase, for example, would you be able to wash the vase?
Yep. If you use a gloss medium that we had on the show, the
Earlier today.
yeah, my last show.
Golden.
Yeah, the golden show. You could put on it. The gag could go on it as well, and that'd make it water resistant.
You see, because we always get that question, it's a lovely vase, but can I wash it?
Yes, you
So
can.
now you can if you use the GAC from the Golden Show, which was this morning.
Yeah, I wouldn't say put it in a dishwasher, but I would always be
hand
on
wash,
side.
though.
Yeah, I would, definitely. You see this? This is
nice.
great for paper piecing, so the people...
I like that as well.
Now, that is really clever because that works on a journal page. So if I got my journal and showed you it's got the little bits of the music, it just lends itself to it.
That in itself would be inspiration. That's what I would do if I had little bits of paper and just on one page of my journal
Absolutely.
itself.
But have
just
you
the tiny
noticed-
little bits.
It's not that thin that you can see underneath through.
No, it's not. It's
See what I mean? That's why I can't describe it to you. It's not tissue paper, it's not rice paper.
You
but
can't
that
see through
colour
it.
doesn't... Like, here we go. Just show that and put it down now. Look. So it's not that thin that you think. It's special decoupage paper.
It is beautiful paper, and you get so much
I
of
love
it
this.
as well.
Look at that.
Beautiful. See the tree in the top. It could be
You
your
could
flowers.
just cut that element out, draw it, and put some Zentangle lines on. You've got a beautiful card.
These as well. Remember, you're getting your tags as well. All in. There is
And
so
that's
much
the
here.
stamps. Oh, they've gone. Oh, should have
Stamps
said
have
that.
gone. The paper packs on their own, though. You are getting an awful lot, and you get some beautiful colours on the old tags there as
Yes.
well. £9.99. 688 284 is your item number. For this sort of price, I'd be getting 2, 3 of these at this, because this is what you're going to use time and time again. Once you've
Put them
used,
prices.
well, exactly. Once you've used it once, you will think. Why
I tell
didn't
you
get more
what,
of it?
you will, because I started to use them because I was a bit unsure about decoupage paper till I used it, and it's like, again, always try it. But at that price, you're not worrying about trying it. If it was dearer,
you
you'd
wouldn't-
think, no,
yeah,
I'm not
that's
getting
true.
it. But that's a try me price. And you can split that as presents. So if you've got someone to present that, you could give them one of them as well to go with it. And that would be, you think, someone spent 50 quid on you. Well,
no, it's true.
maybe less, but do you know what I mean? It'd be a nice gift.
You think they've spent more. What
Yeah.
you'd also spend more on is the saving you're getting on these. £30 saving on these stamps. £23.99. 885398 is your item number. You're getting 4 cling-mounted stamps here.
Oh, red
This
rubber.
is a ridiculous price. 60% you're saving.
I've used these time and time again, and I've used them on metal and everything. I've cut them out and decoupage. I've stitched into them, and I'm so sorry I didn't bring them with you. But the heart, I've stitched into it, beaded it, and made it like quilted.
Oh yeah.
Because you can stamp with these onto fabric and machine stitch them.
They are.
Because they're that clever. But then the way she does it is she allows you to cut out each element. So even with the figures, the curvy ladies, you can cut their head off and put another head on. Not literally, you know what I mean? I don't mean that sadistically in any way, but you can, you know what I mean?
can chop
Change
and
them over.
change.
Yeah, that sounded a bit strange, but like put a head on the other body sort of
Wait a
thing. Oh, just stop with us.
No, we're there. So, 885398 is your item number. You're getting all 4 stamps is what you're getting. I couldn't even help you because you didn't even get me a pause break so I could get in to help.
It's all
Come on,
going
we're moving
wrong.
down. Set of 8 stamps
It's
next
all
is what you're
gone.
getting. In these, you're getting elephant, fox. 20% of this is already gone.
Oh, come on.
Elephant, fox, crab, bird, toucan. The chubby chick biker.
Tell you what, you've always got to have one, haven't you? You've got, power. Look at that. That's not one of them one with gears. That's got no gears and no brakes on that. That's a proper bone shaker, that one, isn't it? Have you seen that bike?
What's the bike you're talking about?
Oh, look, it's got no brakes, no hand. Look,
That's hard. And in heels.
and no chain.
No chain.
She's not going anywhere fast.
She's got a beautiful light on the front.
And she got a light on there. She
She's got a light on,
Hey, I
bless
tell
her.
you what,
And her
woman
hair's
power.
done.
Well, that's it. That's all that matters. She's got a flower on, hasn't she? Look at that. That seat looks painful, though, doesn't it? Right. So we've got amazing stamps here. Look at these. And for that, do you get all of them for that? That's
You get
pretty
all
good.
of them. You are saving £25, and these are on FlexiPad for £20. Normal price would be £64.99.
£5 each.
A £5 each
For red rubber, that is. That is
for red
really
rubber
good.
stamps.
And these again, the animals, seriously, I know I'm joking, but seriously, the animals, you can, it sounds silly, but you can chop that little fox's head off and turn it slightly.
What is it with you and
No, that's what she, when I was speaking to her, that's what she said, because a lot of these, you don't want them static. So that little fox, you can sort of have him, like, instead of getting his head.
Tilt his head.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like quizzical then, and like, like that. So you've got different looks with it. That's what I'm saying. You could have the crab doing a pincer movement, not a dance, a pincer movement, and you could have like the bird change his head a bit, but the elephant, it's like a little farm.
That's a weird farm. On the back of the packaging, you have some beautiful inspiration
you do.
as well. Absolutely stunning. So it's not just the image that you've got; it's also the other images that you can get in the collection. Maybe if you collect the collection, you threw your packaging away. But even the packaging, I would start using as card to use, because you get these beautiful. If you look at the toucan,
It's absolutely stunning.
But you've got all that beautiful patchwork at the back.
That's the real nice thing. She is this packaging, you know, instantly. I was talking to Barbara before about, you know, people having a clear vision of who is who, and you know straight away this is Marlene's. It's her colours and stuff, so it's really good. But these colours run throughout her work, so there's a real consistency.
There is a consistency. I do like. I am going to move on to the markers, but
seriously, I mean, jokes aside,
I love these. These are
the great little. These are different.
They are, and no one else would have them.
No, there isn't
They're
anybody
like
who's doing
postcard elements, like you normally get like Nan and Grandad on the beach in the
absolutely
funny postcards. With these, as you said, you can change the heads if you want to. Don't stamp the eyes and the nose and the mouth, and you draw them in if you want. Change the position of the hair.
You don't even have to have her on a bike. She could be sat like on a chair or anything.
On the edge of it, on like the beach seafront.
On a wall, you know, like
wall.
anything. And it could be a sea sort of sea with like the, like the crab there and all these different things, and the toucan sat there. So it's got a fun element, yes, but they're also, you can make it whatever you want.
And because they're quite easy shapes to draw out, shrink plastic with these, stamp them, cut them out, shrink plastic. You can make little key rings with these as
these
well.
Little animals. These hearts are brilliant for the shrink plastic, and the feathers are stunning.
They are. Feathers mean so much to everyone. £39.99, 539261. We are shimming down. These are very busy on their own. I know it looks like there's nothing in that shop, but you are getting some beautiful dies. But we are moving down to the markers.
Yep, right. These.
Now these markers have been extremely busy. Now me and you did these a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
You can pick which one you want. You've got brights or you've got softs.
Yep.
And they're acrylic paint in theory.
They are. They're paint in a pen, and what you can do is mix them with water and everything, and you can mix them straight out of your pen. You can put them straight on. You can draw, paint, write, everything that you do with paint, but in a pen form. And do be careful that the white thing on the front is not a clip to stick your pen on there. It's actually a nib. I spent ages thinking this is a rubbish clip, this. And in actual fact, that's an extra nib, and it's not a clip for your shirt.
So in theory, you're getting 20 pens here, because you get bullet ends, and you also get the chisel end as well, is what you're getting.
Absolutely.
So you can pick which end
See what I mean?
you want.
That's the nib. It's not a clip for it. I kept clipping it on my shirt, and it was flicking off. I was sending them back. These are rubbish. No, it's a nib.
£11.49. We're going to jump to the web because we're going to go down to demo to see what Lou's got left.
Out left. I'm not doing now.
Jump to the website, shop ahead of us. I've told you to do it many times before. I can't tell you to do it anymore. We know shows are going to be busy. Sometimes we don't know how busy. Especially this one. We sold out within the first 20 minutes of the one-day special. So we know we're busy. They're the beautiful Christmas stamps that Lou absolutely loves on the screen at the moment. They're Lou's favourite. She wouldn't put a name to anything that she didn't like. They are personally her favourite. We might be demoing them later this evening, about 8 o'clock. We might see if Lou can do a demo with those Christmas stamps as well, and those little elves.
You dare.
You like them?
Yeah, like an hole in the head. I do not. Right. Okay, what can I do? What can I do?
What are you going to do?
I don't know. What can I do? Can I do a tag?
Do you want to do a tag?
I'll do a tag. Just pinch one of these.
Let's do a tag.
Right, okay. I use one of these.
Are you going to rob one of my tags?
Well, I'm robbing one of them.
You're robbing all of them.
Okay. Well, no, just borrowing.
Okay.
Can have the back in a bit.
Here we go.
Hey! Right, sorry. Oh, you wait for me. I'm like that. Here we go. I thought, right.
Done
this bit. Right, you get these great colours, and these are, if you go to anything in Marlene's range, you'll see that these colours again and again and again, they appear, whatever. So, we're going to go back to a bit of paper ripping, and you think, well, I've just seen you rip a load of paper, but just to get an idea of what you can build up with all these elements. Now, we're going to do a scene. So you think, oh, scene, right. Well, it's quite easy. I'm going to use papers, any coloured papers, anything. This is quite good. And all I'm going to do is create an edge and a seam here, and then I can sit whatever. I could sit the girl on it or anything like that. And then all I want to do is create an edge. So I'm going to use this one, maybe there, and I'll change the colour of the next one. And I'll just be arranging them now. What you do need them to do, don't like that bit there, it's a bit, it's a bit different shape, that mountain. So what you do need is, you need the very front one to be the biggest one, because that's got to cover all of it. But these can be offcuts of anything you want, you see what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So what you do need to do is think about light at the back and dark at the front, because that element always creates depth in your work. So anything lighter would be at the back. So if you look at this bit, I hate doing this because until I cut into them or rip into them, I like to keep them whole, but it's silly. I keep saying to myself, save it for best. I was talking to Jane about saving it for best. When's best?
That's it. When do you
You've
use
got
best?
to use it.
It is that thing. We know America's watching.
Oh,
People in America
America.
watching, and Europe as well. Good evening or good morning, good
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good morning, good evening, and good night.
Yes.
That's them all covered.
That's everybody. So at that moment, if you look at that, there's no depth, there's no difference. It's it's just like 3 pieces of paper just thrown on. But it's true, isn't it? So what you need to do is create some sort of definition here, and we need to give this a sort of edge. Now, I'm just going to pick out one colour, and the colours are already here. Oh, anybody think I'd planned that? I hadn't actually. But I shouldn't have told you that anyway. And all I'm going to do is very, very gently. Now, remember that this is tissue. So don't go that way. You always come that way, off. And what you're doing is you're just edging it with one of the colours out of it. If we're to do that,
I'll pull the edge in.
And you can roll it in, because it's thin enough. If I just show you what I mean, can you see how it's rolling up? But you don't want it rolling too much.
Yeah,
so just like that. So the next one, quite like that, is maybe this one. And I'm looking for the common colour. So I've got this. So I've got this colour there.
Over a third now, the paper pack has now gone.
And I'm going to use the teal this time. And it's a bit stronger, this teal, because a teal is an opaque. So I'm just going to very gently rub the edge. And I'm not...
About 9 minutes left, Lou.
You really? Really? That's shocking, isn't it? Can you see how that now?
Oh, yeah.
It's really brought it together. Now we need to go really dark. That looks well dodgy, I don't like that. And now I'm going to go very dark at the front. And, well, when I say very dark, I'm going to put that colour and that colour together. And then that way, it's not fighting, and you will get, again, that commonality between them. That is a word, I checked. It is. So,
commonality.
Commonality. So what I'm doing now is, because there's a white river edge, it will pick up this colour a lot stronger. So darkened it even more, but to me, it's still looking a bit...
It's a nice purple, though.
Yeah, but it's still not... I don't actually like... I don't like that there's not... There's too much of an edge, what I'm trying to say. I wanted to do some pattern to it a little bit more. So just to introduce it so it doesn't look like it's like a flat edge, I'm just going to use a stencil and then bring the colour down. And it will just look, if I'm doing it right, now if it goes Pete-tongue, you won't know, but if it does, it'll look like it's been printed on and it was part of the original paper, and it actually does. So that doesn't look like I've just done that, but I still don't like this here. I still don't like that. So what I will do is go back in with my colours and just,
Go a bit harder.
yeah. Now this is just setting the scene for what I'm going to put on it, like my, see, right, I've got the red on it now, so I just give it, but now I'm loving that. So if we look at, we've got some real depth happening, and then we're going to put it on, you can put it on any colour you want, but it's just a way of using these stamps. Now, one of the other things you can do while you're doing that is use the darkest colour you've got to create a shadow. Just need a little bit of water. And then work it in your sponge. And just use this and just gently. Now, there's nothing coming off really, but I'm creating an edge that I can now just...
There's nothing coming off.
It doesn't look like it, but you can sort of move it over and give it a bit of depth there. And I can do the same with these. So if I just want to create depth, then pull it over, I've got another edge happening. And you can create all these like patterns. And then this one, I've got a gap here which I don't like. So what I would do is bring this. So it's all about, yeah, I mean, if I want to cover that up, I don't have to. You don't. It's just playing around. I don't actually physically like that edge. Do I want to do that, or do I just? I don't know. Quite like that. That looks a bit better. But then I need to do that as well. I need to sort of create light and dark in it, and it's so simple with these colours. So what you do is so simple to do this. You get your glue, and I'm going to use the glue that I can. There it is, and I'm going to use the paint to glue it down. And the reason I'm doing
so
that,
you're colouring your glue as well.
yeah, I'm colouring the glue so that the glue doesn't become obvious, because it's got shine to it, this glue, and if I leave it in that glue colour, it'll just be too shiny. Whereas if it's in paint, it looks like a gloss paint. So you just mix your paints with it. So it's quite simple to do. Always on the back. You'll see what I mean now. This will go a little bit pink. But
oh yeah.
So
when it dries, obviously the glue dries clear, but it will leave that pink sheen to it.
Perfect. So you'll get that image on there, and you'll get a gentle sheen, but it won't be overpowering. Now, you can't do that with proper paper. If you did that with other papers, that would be ruckling, it'll be drying, it'll be crinkling. Whereas with this, you can really go to town with this because it doesn't damage it. It's made to do it. It's made to have this sort of stuff put on it, layers and layers of stuff. It's, we can't, I really, I mean, it's not the greatest word, but it's so like give it a lot of abuse, this, and it sticks, and it really, really does. It allows you to sort of put all these products on it without, see, and what you can do, one of the nice things you can do is just roll it out. Now, if you've got a rubbish one like that, throw it away. But what you can do, if you've got it right, is just lay it down once and it goes on like that.
And once again, you try this with your papers at home. They'll buckle, they'll crack.
Yeah, they will, they will.
When you put your paintbrush on a bit of glue, they'll split. You know when you normally glue stuff down, it splits and you think, oh, I've put too much glue on there. With this takes the amount of glue that you put on. So if you are a little heavy-handed, if you are thinking, because when you rub it like that, normally you would rub the fibres of the paper so it would make a little hole.
I've not put enough glue on there. Don't worry to tear it back. You will get some tearing, but it doesn't worry because that's going to be over. That's going to be underneath that now.
You can't see it though.
And then the last bit is have this where you want. Now, I have got a bit.
4 minutes left.
Oh, I can't believe that. Right, you just go for it. Put the paper together how you want it, and then make sure the glue's on all the areas you need, and then just piece that. Now, you don't have to have it like that. You can have it any way you want. I'm just going to I'll have that there, but I don't like this, so I'm going to put maybe one of the ladies there.
Okay.
Or anything. So I've just got the background. It's all going to blend. What you would do is leave that till it's dry. But what I've found that works really well with this.
Would you let it dry naturally, or would you heat blast it?
You can do either with it.
Okay.
It really works with either. Is you can just bend it round if you want, but I use a sanding block.
Oh, and just take off
a brilliant edge with it. But just to show you something, normally if you tried to do this, you would not get a neat bend or a neat join. But because it's thin enough to do it, you could actually just colour that, glue that down and it will stick. It will stick, but I'll cut that off later. So that's great. We've got all these elements working together, but it's still too dark for me, what I need is to bring it to a bit of life now. So we pick a colour that is going to lighten this, and obviously I'm going to go with a little bit of the titanium white. You could use a bit of gesso or anything you want like that. And I've just got the rest of this glue, and there's a reason I'm using the glue. And that, again, it's just so that I can
How are you going to braille it all on?
get the gloss working. So I've got
2 minutes.
And all I'm going to do is very gently, and there's a way of hearing it, you'll hear it called, it's called tacking. And you'll hear it'll start to get sticker, and that means it's ready.
getting...
Yeah. And then all you do is try it, and you flick it on and flick off. So I'll do it on the back, you flick on. Look, it's gone off there.
I don't know what we were talking about.
Flick off like that. So you don't actually go roller it on like that, you flick on and off, and I'll show you what I mean. You flick very gently over it. Very gently.
We haven't got long left of this hour. We've got about 2 minutes left. If you've got anything in your baskets, I would advise you check them out. Now, I don't normally like saying this because it's down to you if you want to check them out. It really is. Don't feel pressured. I don't want you to feel pressured in any same way. But we have sold out a lot this hour.
Tell
One
me
Day
about
Special has now already gone. The papers themselves are over a third of the stock. The journal on its own is 40%. The stamps, the 8 stamps, you know, the one beautiful animals and that lady in there on the bike, over 20% of that gone as well. And the pens as well are also on the show, the acrylic pens. Everything is extremely busy. Now, at 8 o'clock this evening.
No, I'm not doing them.
I know.
I'm not.
I know there's going to be got something else. So it's not the Christmas stamps. There is something else. There's been a meeting while we've been on air in the office. They're going to set it up in the studio. We haven't had time to set it up this hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll it over to the 8 o'clock hour.
I'm going to...
So make sure you tune in, because once again, we think it's going to go quick.
I'm going to sabotage it if it's Christmas stamps.
It's not Christmas stamps.
Right.
It's
Good. I'm not talking to you if it is. Right. Right. Okay. So what I've
45 seconds.
What I've done is I've brought it all together. I know it looks quite pale now, but once the light sort of the water out of the paint has gone, I'm going to draw back into it. So you can see now how all those collage things would get. So I would now, what I want to do in essence is I would bring some of these big blooms and put them in the front in this colour, so that it's almost like you're looking at a close-up flower.
Oh.
And this is the background.
Nice.
But it needs to be finished.
Don't go anywhere though. Good evening. Hochanda is next to myself and Paola. I don't know if we'll see each other through there. I don't know if you've got to run off to meetings now. I don't know how this all works. We might try and see if we can get a little sneak peek of what's coming up at 8 o'clock as well. Don't worry, it's not Christmas snaps. I shall see you soon.